Hello and welcome. My name is Kyle Nielsen, and this is How You Level Up, a podcast where I ask questions to help you become your best self. What is persuasion? Should we be cautious of persuasion? Chris Voss, a veteran FBI negotiator, says that persuasion is not the same thing as manipulation, because manipulation is whether someone is trying to exploit you or hurt you. On the other hand, persuasion is a powerful tool used by all humans throughout history. There has been extensive research into the subject, and I mean extensive. So, in our definition of persuasion here, we want to ensure that we can use this distinction to identify other moments in communication where persuasion is apparent, because it is indeed everywhere. Researcher Dr. Daniel O'Keefe has identified some common features of persuasion. The first being that to persuade means a successful attempt to influence another. O'Keefe came to this conclusion because it's illogical to say, "I persuaded him but failed." Instead, it makes sense to say, "I failed to persuade him." The second and third feature of persuasion is that there is a goal and intent to reach the goal, respectively. The fourth feature is that the person who is being persuaded has freedom, meaning they can choose to not be persuaded. Back to the first one, which is if you don't persuade someone, you fail to persuade them. The fifth feature of persuasion is that it involves communication, so we use our words to persuade. And the last feature is that persuasion involves a change in mental state, or a change in mind. This last feature ties into cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, which we've briefly touched on before, and we will dive into further on another episode. So with these 6 features, a proper definition, a wonderful distinction for us to use then is a successful, intentional effort at influencing another's mental state through communication, in a circumstance in which the persuadee has some measure of freedom. It's a lengthy definition, so let's shorten it a little bit further. Persuasion is deliberately shaping a person's thoughts via communication while respecting their autonomy. In essence, persuasion is the art of convincing others to think or act in a certain way. It is used in a variety of settings, including business, politics, education, and personal relationships. Persuasion also takes many forms, which we might not think of as persuasion. Consider for a moment any advertising or marketing campaign. The advertisement has a purpose, a goal, and you know the goal, and you know that the advertisement wants you to choose something specific. So they use words and graphics, which are an icon form of communication, to shape your thoughts, and you have the autonomy to choose in the end what to do. Successful marketing campaigns will result in you buying a product or a service, or further espousing some ideology. Recent research has shed light on some of the factors that influence persuasion. For example, people are more likely to be persuaded when they are in a positive mood. While this suggests that appealing to positive emotions can be an effective strategy in persuasion, it might make more sense for us to be direct and say that generating positive emotions in the person you are persuading is good, whether this is through building rapport or other means. Another study found that people are more likely to be persuaded by messages that are presented in a narrative form, like a story. This suggests that storytelling can be an effective tool for persuasion, and while there are argumentative fallacies within storytelling, the direct value of stories is in providing evidence and social proof. And it is known that people are more likely to be persuaded by messages which are consistent with their existing beliefs and values. This suggests that it's important, nay, essential, to understand the beliefs and values of the audience that you are speaking to before attempting to persuade them. By understanding the factors and principles of persuasion, you can become a more effective communicator, a more effective influencer, and a more effective identifier of persuasion when it's headed toward you. Because there's so much out there, we're going to spend the next few episodes taking a dive into persuasion, as we did in the past with negotiation. And for now, when can you think of the last time you attempted to persuade someone? What about it didn't work? When was the last time you were persuaded, or when someone failed to persuade you? And what about that time did or didn't work? Thank you for listening to another episode. If you're enjoying the show, open up the app you're listening to this on and hit the like or subscribe button and give a 5-star rating. At least twice a week, you'll find a new episode asking you a new question, so you can strengthen your emotional independence, improve your communication skills, and upgrade your personal philosophy. So if there's a question you'd like me to dive into next, send it to any of these social media accounts connected in the show notes here. This is all about how you level up.